Day. Welcome into ARC Southeast Texas. I'm Macy Meyer.
I'm Jade Morrow. It's cool outside.
Isn't it nice to step outside this morning and was like, thank goodness. I always wear a jacket and like sweatpants in the morning and coming to work just because it's the middle of the night. I'm not trying to put a dress
freezing
on.
here.
Yeah, but it's so nice. You step outside, it's like refreshing almost, which is a bit of a change of pace for us when we're used to the hot and humidity.
Well, I feel like my hands have never thawed out since this morning when I left my
Probably.
house. But I don't like the cooler temperatures per se, because they're cooler and I'm cold natured. But it's a change of the season for me, and I like that because I like what's coming. I love Halloween, but Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah, no, it definitely does. It actually feels like fall, which kind of puts you more in the mood of like thinking of pumpkins and Halloween, Thanksgiving, all that good stuff. And we talked yesterday about like gumbo, so stuff like that. So yeah, it is it's exciting finally getting a little bit of a change around here, which is always nice and sometimes much needed. Now it'd be nice if it came with some rain, but
yeah, we are in need of some rain.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but hopefully soon. I'm not sure.
I was about to say, according to that over there, I don't know about that.
It's not looking good so far.
Yeah.
And when I say soon, I'm not saying like I have no clue. It might not be this month. There's no telling.
Yeah, according to the forecast on there,
it's
not till at least past Wednesday.
It's not on the extended, so good luck. So we'll talk about some of the effects of not having a bunch of rain that it's having on, of course, Southeast Texas. Yeah, you can.
Look at that.
Yeah. So, and of course, look at that.
And back into the 80s. 86 is better than 96, I will say.
Oh, I'll take that every day.
Yeah. And that
53.
Whew.
It's going to be chilly.
Yeah. So no good for football weather, though. And so a lot of people have homecomings and whatnot going on. So, perfect temperatures for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll talk more, of course, about things that are going on. Friday Night Football coming up soon enough, and more on, of course, the lack of rain and the issues that it's causing. It's part of our local headlines to bring you this morning.
Well, twin tragedy. The uncle of an Army veteran killed in an officer-involved shooting, praying for the men and women put in harm's way while raising questions about the tragic events.
Now, plus firefighters in Orange County finally catching a break. That's after weeks of racing to one fire after another. The one thing that they need from you to help keep their trucks in park.
And why a couple wants to offer a home to those who may have nowhere else to go, and how they are trying to set the record straight on their dealings with the city of Beaumont.
Well, a wide variety of topics to cover for you this morning. But of course, the big one that we've been talking about since Tuesday is that officer-involved shooting.
Right. So twin tragedy, that's how family members of Jeremy Culp are describing his death in an officer-involved shooting and the danger law enforcement faced while the events unfolded.
Now, Culp's family speaking exclusively with Fox 4, his uncle sharing photos of Jeremy Culp like you see on your screen there. The 32-year-old from Bridge City was an Army veteran serving the nation in the 82nd Airborne in Afghanistan. They say he suffered a traumatic brain injury and was living with PTSD, a condition unfortunately affecting so many millions of veterans. Culp had been doing well for the last 8 years, his uncle says. That was until Tuesday. He wants everyone to know Culp was a good person who loved his family, and they're hurting for him and for the officers that were put in harm's way.
It all began Tuesday morning when the DPS says Jeremy Culp fired several shots at homes in Bridge City. No one was injured there. During a chase, a deputy constable was struck on Highway 73, suffering from a broken leg.
Yeah, it ended in West Orange, where a viewer captured the shooting on cell phone video.
The DPS telling us Culp's pickup crashed into a utility pole at West Green and 15th near West Orange Stark Middle School. Sergeant Shanna Clark says Culp initially followed officers' commands to put down his semi-automatic rifle and get on the ground. Clark confirming he began to lay prone, but says as officers approached, he picked up his rifle, pointing it at them. A DPS trooper and officers with other agencies firing a number of shots. Culp died at the scene.
Now, the investigation, of course, is just getting started. This all happened on Tuesday, and we're unlikely to learn all of the answers for some time.
But we are learning more about Jeremy Culp. His military service and an injury family members believe is linked to Tuesday's tragic events.
Darren Johns, who's Jeremy Culp's uncle, describes him as a sweethearted person who loves spending time with his family. He told us Culp was an Army vet and suffered that traumatic brain injury participating in a low-altitude jump from a helicopter. Culp's uncle telling us his nephew did have bouts with PTSD, but was doing better. That wasn't until recently. He says when all the events happened on Tuesday, the law enforcement chase and the officer-involved shooting that ultimately killed Culp, family members were caught off guard and have a lot of questions about the shooting. Jeremy Culp's family wants to emphasize that they are very sorry about what happened, and their thoughts and prayers are with the law enforcement officers injured during the chase. Of course, you can go to fox4beaumont.com if you'd like to find information about Jeremy Culp's funeral arrangements.
His family is asking if we would share information about assistance for people with mental health problems. Veterans experiencing mental health issues can seek care and help by contacting the Beaumont VA Clinic at 409-981-8550. Another option is TAN Healthcare, a federally qualified health center in Beaumont and Orange. That phone number is 409-832-8333 TIP. So a very sad story there. You know, I know several people from Bridge City where he graduated high school, and they said they had nothing nice things to say about him. They said he was really well liked in high school. So
yeah, so unfortunate circumstance all around, right? Putting obviously the officers that were in danger, but also dealing with PTSD is certainly a serious thing that so many veterans do have to deal with and can sometimes struggle with getting help. So just ultimately just a tragic situation that we will continue to follow as the investigation does develop and more is uncovered. So now back to talking kind of about the weather, of course. Volunteer firefighters in Orange County are finally catching just a bit of a break after a burn ban went into effect.
They say the number of brush fires is down by half since the county judge ordered a burn ban last Thursday. Yesterday, we caught up with Orange County ESD 4 Fire Chief Kelly Moore and his volunteers at their station in the Little Cypress Mauriceville area. They were putting away equipment and refilling a tanker truck after returning from a brush fire, even though they're fighting fewer fires. Moore says it's important for everyone to obey the burn ban. Violating a burn ban can lead to a fine of up to $500. Jefferson, Hardin, Tyler, Jasper, and Newton counties also have a burn ban in effect.
Yeah, very important to be careful there, and you could face fines up to $500. So just give them a break. A lot of those folks are volunteer firefighters, so they do have a full-time job that they have to do when they're not fighting fires.
Right.
So a very long day. So the more that you can do to help prevent those fires, the more beneficial for everyone. Well, a homeowner in Beaumont's North End is setting the record straight after the city council agenda listed her home as a halfway house and denied her a specific use permit. Jerica Landry and her husband Theodore run a group home on Wilson Street to help those in need. The home serves as a resource for the homeless, disabled, and less fortunate. The permit Landry seeks is to provide resources to those leaving a correctional facility if they meet the criteria of the home. Landry says applicants can't have violent criminal offenses and they must pass a drug test and background check. She says the home doesn't allow weapons or drug paraphernalia. Residents refer to the environment as peaceful and just like a big family. Landry does plan to meet with the Planning and Development Committee to get the permit that she needs to continue helping others, which sounds like it is a good service for them.
Right. It's a sad reality. Criminals operate every single day trying to rip people off. And if you are elderly, you are especially a target. Yesterday, folks at the Lakeside Senior Center on Magnolia in Beaumont learned some helpful tips so they don't fall victim and have their hard-earned savings drained. The numbers show it is a serious issue for seniors. 13,000 allegations in Texas last year. And that's not all. More than 500 of those potential crimes came from Jefferson County alone last year, according to Adult Protective Services in Beaumont.
Well, one of the last buildings still operating in Kirbyville's historic downtown is now in need of help to stay open. The Palace Theater in downtown Kirbyville was damaged during a September storm. The portion of the roof caved in. The water entered the theater, damaging the auditorium ceiling and causing some seating to be blocked off for safety. Contractors estimate it will take $60,000 to make the repairs, potentially causing future shows to be canceled. The Kirbyville Area Heritage Society is now appealing to the community to help the show go on, and you can find more information on that by going to our website, fox4beaumont.com. But this is kind of similar, I would say, to, I mean, you do a lot of our segment called Living History, where you go around Southeast Texas and kind of check out some of these monuments. Might be interesting to kind of get an in-depth look there. Have you gone there yet?
No, the funny thing is, coincidentally, is someone had sent me a post about this and I
Sure.
was looking into it. But, I didn't realize, we know we have the Jefferson Theater,
Right.
and then we have the Pines Theater in Silsbee, which is one of our living history segments that they have to raise, I want to say about $1 million
Wow.
or something like that. It's a very large number to get that one
Yeah.
up and rolling again. That was something that I'd visited in my childhood. It's a really big deal downtown. And I had no idea about this one in Kirbyville. So we have a lot of historic theaters in Southeast Texas. So
Wow, yeah. And hopefully they're able to raise plenty of funds and kind of get that back up and running, so we can keep the show can go on.
Right. Well, a new Southeast Texas nonprofit is asking for donations to help victims of hurricane-ravaged North Carolina.
Fox 4's Aaron Mack has more on how you can help.
Jordan Davis and Tom Hope lending a helping hand when they had a chance to serve those devastated by Hurricanes Helene and Milton.
Well, we've been through it time and time again. I was a child during Rita. I remember experiencing that. My house was destroyed. Then during Harvey, I immediately picked up my tools and went and started volunteering.
Jordan, his brother, and 12 other volunteers gathering supplies and hitting the road to North Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. They watched as tragedy struck when a family was killed.
And when the landslide hit, the woman, the woman, she was standing on a safe part of the roof, but it collapsed, and her parents fell, and her son fell, and all he could say was, "Jesus, help me," and none of them made it.
Hope was serving the nation in Iraq during Ike and Rita, driving his desire to stick around and help this time around.
I couldn't get updates, and then when I could, it's, we don't have power, we don't have food, we're running out of water. So for me, that personal impact of watching my family go through this while I was deployed and not being able to do anything, that really was a driving factor in my decision.
Food and drinks for infants, adult diapers for the elderly, sorted clothes, still not enough to fill a room, but enough to inspire the next generation.
I'm hoping that through my kids seeing me do this, all three of them, I just want them to learn to lead with love. And that's a lesson that I didn't take until I was already a man grown.
Love and compassion to help those who need it the most. In Beaumont reporting, Aaron Mack.
Jordan and Tom do need animal feed, baby supplies, or really just any type of donation that you can provide. We have posted a link with information on how you can give back and can help on our website at fox4beaumont.com.
And again, hurricane victims still need our help. KFDM and Fox 4 is partnering with the Salvation Army and our parent company, Sinclair, to assist with humanitarian relief efforts across the disaster zones. Viewers like you have helped raise more than $329,000 in the Sinclair Cares Hurricane Relief Campaign. Sinclair is also donating $50,000 to match, and 3 different telethons, bringing the total to $591,000. You can go to sinclaircares.com or scan the QR code that's there on the bottom of your screen to make a donation. And we certainly thank you. That help goes a long way, and still a lot of recovery time for them.
So much.
Lots more money is going to be needed to get them back off their feet. So that's something that we are very familiar here, with Hurricane Harvey and all the other hurricanes that we've had, but especially Hurricane Harvey, with just the water situation alone. Wind is crazy. It's incredibly dangerous, but the water, it comes up, it stays there, and you have to wait for it to all go back down before you can really even start the process.
And there's no telling what it's going to take whenever it recedes.
Yeah, right. Or what you're going to find when that water does go down. So
scary situation. Well, now we'll want to get you to the rundown. We're giving you a sneak peek at one of the stories our reporters are working on today.
Fox 4 reporter Maya Caleb is live from our newsroom. Maya, tell us what you'll be working on today.
All right, good morning, Jade and Macy. So what I'm going to be talking about today is actually something that I briefly got some information on when I was at the city council meeting on Tuesday. So TxDOT actually did give a presentation, just giving an update on the different projects in and around Beaumont. And so the 2 projects that I'm going to be focusing on today have to do with the US 69 and expanding the lanes from 4 to 6. And the area that I will be focusing on with that today is near Parkdale Mall. But there's also going to be another project, and I don't know if you've ever driven at the U-turn that's near Tinseltown, but they are actually going to be shutting that U-turn down on the 25th, and it'll be closed for an entire year. And we're being told by TxDOT that the frontage road is going to expand over the bayou. So those are two things that I'm going to just be getting some more information on. Just continue to get updates on when all of those projects will be finished, and I'll have updates for you guys later this evening.
All right, thank you, Maya. Traffic, it's a headache.
Oh my gosh.
And we have been dealing with that with our new station here on Walden Road. The interstates, they have to be expanded. They really do. It's just one of those things where it has to be done. It's a headache. There's traffic every single day. There's a lot of cars on the road. So hopefully there's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. It's going to be better. Growing pains. Yes, several years worth of growing pains. But when it's all eventually said and done, it'll be better.
It's a good way to put it, growing pains. You kind of got to get through it to kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel. We'll get there eventually, hopefully. Just might take some time and plenty of headaches. So.
Right.
Well, still to come this morning, we're rolling up our sleeves and donating blood to show you how easy it is.
Oh, wrong open there. That's going to come in some time. We are super excited to have the Humane Society back on today. I hear there's a cat. As cat lovers, me are really excited about that. But a very important topic here also. Yeah. So did you know that every 2 seconds someone needs blood, or 1 out of 3 people in their lives will need blood at some point?
Yeah, blood banks ask year-round for people to donate as blood shortages are always at critical levels. In honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, 25% of the blood supply going to cancer patients. The ARC Southeast Texas team gave blood. Here's our experience.
You've heard it before, a blood shortage. It's a familiar situation here at LifeShare in Beaumont.
We need to collect about 75 to 80 donors every day.
But Tiffany Ybarra says they're falling short of that. The center collecting about 30% less than it should be.
We have blood drives out in the communities. We have typically about 5 blood drives every day. And of course, donors can come here to our center in Beaumont.
Ybarra says it's a simple process and it saves lives.
I always recommend you eat a good meal, drink plenty of water before you come. Bring your photo ID and you'll come in. We'll do a little mini physical. So poke your finger, make sure you have enough blood to give, take your temperature, blood pressure, pulse, and answer some medical history questions.
Thankfully, I have donated blood before, so this makes it super simple for me. I'm familiar with the process, but it's been a while. It is still just as simple as it was years ago whenever I donated. I do have a preference when it comes to what arm. I always like to do it on my left arm, just because it's simple for me. I don't like to look. I'm not a looker when it comes to when the needle's in. I've donated. I'm bandaged up. Jade, who's a first-time donor, is donating right now. How's it going? What's the process been like?
Okay, they say it's quick, but her experience was very quick. But I will say I didn't get nervous until we actually sat down, and it's been okay. We're okay.
While some are first-time donors, others are considered regulars.
Tell us why you come back every month.
Just to try to help those in need.
It's through a firsthand experience with a family member. Tony Barrientos saw the importance of donating. Now, every month, he rolls up his sleeves.
You never know when somebody's going to need something. And there's a slogan that the rarest blood type is the type that's not available when you need it.
It was in and out within an hour for Jade and I. We received a shirt, a snack, leaving as the 3% of people who donate out of the 65% who are eligible.
You know, the number one reason why people don't give is not because they're afraid of needles. It's because no one has ever asked them to. So this is a personal ask for people to please donate.
Yeah, and this is our ask to you as well, to go out and donate. Obviously, you saw us do it. The process was so simple, and it was your
very
first time.
simple.
So I mean, Jade was very nervous
Oh,
before we went in. She was asking all of us, "Did you eat today? Make sure you ate today. Did you drink plenty of water?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's fine. It's all
you
good."
hear these horror
I know.
stories, and it wasn't bad at all. Again, like I'm not scared of needles. That
Mhm.
wasn't a big thing. Now, obviously, like I don't love being stuck by a needle, but it's all for a
Right.
good cause, and it's really not that bad.
Yeah.
And it's very quick, especially if you're someone like her, who I feel like you gave it 15 minutes.
They say I got good veins, you know.
Yeah,
That's just how it is.
and water helps with that situation.
Yeah.
I'm not good about drinking water. And then that morning, my mom was like, "Did you drink a lot of water? That's what helps with the veins." And I did not. So
Yeah.
maybe that probably would have helped. It still didn't take long, but
No, it really didn't. So we were in and out. Questions are simple. They're questions that you know the answer to. It's your life.
Right.
So it's asking about you. So simple, do that, kind of get you all your work done, and then you give blood, grab your snack, and then hit the road.
and you can do the questionnaire before you even get there.
Which
And
is
that
great.
only takes, maybe 5 minutes at max, but very simple process. And you'll find out your blood type. I don't know if they contact you or what, but I'm supposed to be learning mine here in about a week or so, because we did that last week. But a very good experience. So
Go donate. There you go. We'll have more info on our website, boxfordbeaumont.com. But before that, we go to, look at that, cute. The Humane Society of Southeast Texas is bringing us a little feline today.
welcome back to ARC Southeast Texas. We are joined with Taylor this week again with the Humane Society. He has Finn?
Yep, Phineas, aka Finn.
Okay. He is, you can't tell, but he is purring. He's so sweet. Tell us how y'all got Finn.
So we were actually on our way Tuesday during this whole accident that happened out there in West Orange, heading to Orange Animal Control to pick up 3 cats, and we wound up taking an additional 2. Phineas was one of them, and Q-Tip, very aptly named, another Siamese. So went for 3, came back with 5. Brought him back Tuesday. Like I said, he was altered yesterday, and here he is, ready and available for adoption today.
I mean, look at that. Jesus coming. You got to zoom in on his face. I mean, his eyes are closed. He is the sweetest. So what do y'all know about him?
That he was actually just kind of roaming as a tomcat throughout the city of Orange. He was trapped by their staff, and that's pretty much it. But he's as calm as can be. He loves affection. He's done great with the cats at our place. Granted, it hasn't been very long, but our testing showed that he did great with cats. We haven't tested him with dogs yet, but I imagine he'll probably be okay with dogs and probably assuredly good with kids as well.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, he is purring. He really loves attention. So, but he's ready to go. He's got everything.
Yep, he is up to date on his age-appropriate vaccines. You can see this little spot here. That's where he got his Brevecto for flea and tick. Like I said, he was altered yesterday. He's already microchipped, 2 years old. So he's got a long life ahead of him.
Okay, and you said Siamese?
Yes.
Okay, very cute. Okay, so if somebody wants a Finn, which they should because he's great, what do they need to do?
Definitely visit the website, fill out the adoption application. And I know I probably sound like a broken record by now, but even if you don't see something that you're interested in today on our website, still fill out the adoption application because once they're approved, they're good for 90 days.
All right. Oh, cool. Okay, so you can go ahead and get that paperwork done, over with. And if you decide, maybe you don't find the one you want, you can go back in a couple of days. You'll always have some coming in, coming out. Macy, what's your question?
I have a question. I don't know if John King can turn my mic on real quick. You said that you guys went and you were going for 3 cats and ended up getting 5 instead. How often does that happen to you guys? And what kind of I don't want to say predicament, but what does that put you guys in space-wise?
So we usually operate right at capacity. As of this morning, we had 126 animals in our care.
Wow.
Usually it's kind of heavier on the cat side just because we have more space for cats. We only have 30 dog kennels at our adoption facility and 6 in our holding. So, we have more space for cats, but this morning it was nearly dead even. We try to work as best we can with animal control to help them out. They do have to euthanize for space. So if, maybe we can shuffle some stuff around and maybe somebody's kind of paired up for a day or two. Yeah, it might, it's in their best interest. I mean, it really helps us create the space to save a life. He'll go quick. I imagine somebody's going to be interested in him. So
he's beautiful and very well tempered. You never know how a cat's going to act when you bring him out somewhere, and especially if you really don't. He's in a very different situation from yesterday, and then today. So his demeanor is just
it's exactly what you said. You have to think of his last 72 hours. He was on the street in a trap at an animal control, thrown in a carrier, brought to our place, put in a cage, altered the next day. So he's been through a whirlwind of emotions and just cool as a cucumber.
And you can't tell.
Yeah.
All right. Any events that y'all will be at this weekend?
We finally have a little bit of a lull.
Right.
We do have the Calvary Tabernacle School coming to our facility for a little educational field trip on the 24th. So we're excited to have the kids at our place and show them what we do for the animals.
I do. All right. Well, thank you for joining us this week. Finn, he's available. He's ready to go. And we'll see y'all back next week. And stay tuned after the break for more ARC Southeast Texas.
10:32 this morning. It's a common notion that all cemeteries are scary. The Jefferson Historical Commission is trying to change that narrative, and you're invited to the historic Magnolia Cemetery in this week's Living History. We take you there.
So this is the historic Magnolia Cemetery. It has officially been designated as a historic cemetery by the Texas Historical Commission. It dates back to the 1840s when William McFadden started to use some of the space up on the hill as a burial plot for his family. In 1887, recognizing that Beaumont needed a place to start burying the citizens as people moved into a more urban living situation as opposed to having homesteads like they did previously. He deeded a couple of acres to the city of Beaumont to use as a burial ground, and the Magnolia Cemetery Corporation was formed. It has since been transformed into a nonprofit cemetery. It's still active. It is a perpetual care cemetery. You can see it's taken care of beautifully. Got a great staff. And every year we look forward to October because we get to come out here and do 2 days of cemetery tours. And every year we pick somewhere from 10 to 12 people who are interred here and talk about their stories and the impact that they made in Beaumont. So this year, we've actually got several new names. So we're going to be talking about Anthony Perricone, one of the Perricone Quads. We'll be talking about Cleveland Nisby, who was a local civil rights leader. And we're going to be talking about Raz Landry, who was one of the sheriffs of Jefferson County. This place is really just a testament to all of the lives that have worked together to make Beaumont what it has been and what it is now. There's stories everywhere you look.
A tour of the cemetery starts today at 4 o'clock and it'll go till 6 tonight. And then on Saturday, it'll start at 10 a.m. and then go until 2 p.m. The event is considered a self-guided tour with about 15 volunteers who will tell you all about several of the people buried there. So a neat experience.
Yeah, and the thing is what for Living History during the month of October, we wanted to do spooky places. So last week, Jefferson Theater, there are some rumors that it's got a bit of some haunting going on. No, it was, Jefferson Theater was week 1. Week 2 was the John J. French Museum. They had Ghost Texas come out, which is a paranormal group, do their little investigation, and then they had the showing of that, what they found on Saturday, and John J. French was a spiritualist. So there's some spooky stuff there. But then this week, the Magnolia Cemetery, like Jennifer said, is all these cemeteries, they say, they're spooky and whatnot. And there's this narrative about, cemeteries being scary. And I guess they are in a sense, but this is an informational tour. Again, self-guided. She said, you can visit one person, given one volunteer, you can go to all of them. You just kind of come and go as you please, but you'll learn about several people at this at the cemetery, and it's just people that made an impact here in Beaumont. So it's a really good event. Again, that's tonight and then Saturday. So
there you go.
Very interesting.
Go check it out. It should be fun. Well, still to come this morning, we'll check in with Jesse Lee. We're talking our guilty pleasures. right, welcome back to ARC Southeast Texas. We are joined by Jessie Lee, who comes by every single Thursday to give us a little look at some of our guilty pleasures, turning them healthy, right? Jessie owns For the Love of Foods and has such a wide variety of food there at her shops, 2 of them, so you should go visit just in case you've never tried it. You want to stop by. But she's got her sweater on. You're
Yes,
ready.
I'm
You're
ready.
ready. This is the moment of
Sweater weather.
finally
Yes.
getting a little bit cooler weather out. And so we're embracing the fall weather. And we're
Absolutely.
doing soup today.
Yes. And I texted you and I said, hey, what's your favorite soup? And you said, what was it? Chicken tortilla?
I like tortilla soup.
All right, we're going to do it a little healthier.
Okay.
Okay, so it's fat-free, also it's keto-friendly. And
Love that.
and it is a 30-minute quick. You know how we're busy on the go, and like especially me, I'm a mom, so
I was going to say, you're talking about busy on the go,
Yeah.
this lady.
I'm everywhere. So this is a great recipe, but what's great is if you have like leftover chicken at home or use a rotisserie chicken, it'll be great. Okay, so it is a dump,
simple.
very simple, and you have your chicken broth,
Love
which
it.
I use a low sodium, and probably about like 3 cups, and then you'll do like 2 cups of water as well, and taco seasoning.
Of course.
A little taco seasoning. This is like a dump recipe. Dump everything in, turn it on, walk away, clean the house, do what you need to do, and they'll be done.
Those I was going to say, those end up being the best sometimes.
Yes.
is where it's just like,
Just let 'em do
okay,
their thing.
there it is. I'll come back in a little bit and get to it.
And this is your onions and red bell pepper. You can use green bell pepper as well. I just don't really do a lot of green bell peppers, but
sure.
And then we have your chicken bouillon. We can do black beans. If you don't like the black beans, you don't have to do it. I'm not looking at you.
You
saying,
already know. You already
I
know.
like, I don't like this.
I don't like the
black
She's looking at him like, I don't know.
And
I
then
like
we-
that she immediately knew it was going to be that you didn't like
how
them.
does she know?
And we do a little roasted corn. I like potatoes. My daughter loves potatoes.
Yeah.
And so I do a little diced potato in here.
Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I can already smell like the
know.
seasonings.
So to keep it a little light, and we still really want it still creamy, so I'm doing a
Right.
half and half. I mean, if you want to, you
Okay.
can use like a heavy cream.
Sure.
And this is a fat-free cream cheese. Just throw the whole thing in there,
Whole block.
the whole block, okay? Just put a lid on it,
Put it away.
put on medium for about 30 minutes, okay? But here, I actually have one already made for you guys.
Look at this. Okay, and you made this morning.
This morning when I messaged you, what did you want it to eat?
Yes. Okay, so that's a good example, right? So Jessie texted me this morning. That's probably like what, like 8:30 or something.
Yeah, 8:45, give or take, yeah.
Saying, okay, what are we gonna make today? I'm like, well, I don't know. She said talk about soup and asked the soup. I gave her said tortilla soup, and look, she already comes with a whole pot made to go. So that shows you how simple it really is.
It really is. I'm telling you, it's a 30-minute
Yeah.
dump recipe. Get it done, and you feed the whole house.
Yeah, I love it.
You
And
can
I
put it
love
in
that-
crock pot too and just let it do its thing.
If you put it in a crock pot about 4 or 6 hours on
Yeah.
medium, it'll be great.
There you go.
Okay,
This is so simple. And this is so perfect for fall. You're right. I like the soup idea. That was a good one.
here we go.
And you like tortilla soup.
No, I love chicken tortilla soup. That's one of my top 2 favorite soups, I'd say, because I like a good potato soup too. But
That was what I said. I told her
Mhm.
potato soup and
And
the tortilla soup.
yeah, so I withhold the beans, but
I think you'll like it
extra
this
corn.
time.
yeah.
I'll do
Just
extra.
close your eyes and don't think about the
Just eat it
beans.
raw.
and
All right,
you'll
I'm
be
gonna
good.
Yeah,
serve y'all
you're
some. I
gonna
want
do
y'all to try this.
There you go.
You can top it with a little mixed cheese. I did like this is like a 4
Okay.
mixed cheese blend, and then some tortilla.
It smells so good.
This is
Like,
how
I already
quick.
know.
There
We
you
like, and guys, we try this too. It's like it's never gonna be bad. Is the thing. Like we're never gonna. That's the thing. We've tried so much of yours, and it's always been so good. Okay.
Right.
I'm trying to like get a good scoop of everything. You got your black beans in there?
I scooped around it. I'm used to that as a picky eater. That's
Okay.
just what we do. We like
Okay, that's fair.
toasting. Oh, we're not toasting.
Ooh,
Ain't it good?
It was good.
Right? And it's
that's
only 30
really
minutes.
good. That is really good. Oh my gosh. And I didn't really get into any like the vegetables in there on my scoop,
Mhm.
but that's delicious.
But you can always
Good.
tweak this recipe if you want it. If you're looking for like not so healthy, you can add the heavy cream,
yeah.
more fat, like the cream cheese that's not fat free, and it gives a more richer flavor.
Sure.
But with this, I don't think. I mean, it just
It's
tastes
still
it's
good.
Yeah,
I was gonna say you don't even really
Can't,
need
you
that.
can't really even tell the difference. So
No, put it in front of me. It's
Yeah.
gonna be
Love
good
that,
either
right?
way.
Yes.
Yeah, awesome.
I'll share the recipe with y'all so we can put it on Facebook.
So you can make it and get into the fall spirit like we are over here. So of course we'll have that on our website, foxrorebeaumont.com. But really, go visit Jessie for the Love of
Mhm.
Foods, Nederland
And Beaumont.
and Beaumont.
And this is soup season. So we do offer 2 different soups. Every menu, we do have 2 different menu items every week. So everything's guaranteed fresh.
Love it.
We have about 14 menu items, but we have a bunch of grab and go. We have the cauliflower pizza, which is an absolute hit.
Craving that too.
So we have a bunch of stuff. So just come in and grab and go.
Yeah, look around, see what you can find, and give it a shot. So thank you as always
Thank
for
you for having
stopping
me.
by. And we'll be back with more ARC Southeast Texas coming up after the break. We need a behind the scenes camera just in the hallway.
Y'all would laugh at us.
Of us, because I'm in like also like slides.
And you can hear her like shuffling, her feet are
I
sliding.
literally slide around the corner. Like I'm worried I'm gonna slip one day. Anyway, okay. An older penguin at the Kansas City Zoo got a big quality of life upgrade after her care team created a custom wetsuit for her. Chandler Watkins has a story.
Bridget, she is a 37-year-old Gentoo. She is one of 3 of 37 that we have, so they're amongst the oldest in the country.
To put that into perspective, in the wild, penguins typically have a life expectancy of 15 years. Because of her age, Bridget began having spinal issues, which prevented her from preening her feathers to keep her warm and waterproof. So zookeepers designed Bridget a custom wetsuit, a first for this zoo. While it may take a second to put it on,
Bridget, she's a spicy old lady.
Whitney Gesloas, a senior care specialist at the zoo, says it's really helping.
She moves around really well. You can see she's able to move her wings up and down. She swims in it. There she just got up. She'll walk and play in the snow in it. So she's able to be very mobile in it.
The zoo posted several photos of Bridget in her wetsuit, enjoying the snow and life with all the other penguins at the zoo.
And all these penguins are very special to all of us. So we do our very best for each individual case.
The care team takes off the wetsuit every night for her comfort and to ensure it doesn't snag on anything when they're not there.
I'm still hung up on that other penguin, Pesto.
Oh, yeah, the
Pesto.
little, the fluffy one. I don't want to call him fat,
chunk.
but yeah.
Chunky.
Yeah, he was chunky. He was cute though.
He's cute.
We got to see if he lost his baby feathers.
I don't think he did because
Still?
well, okay.
I act like I know how long
No,
it takes penguins to lose their
right?
baby feathers.
No, Olivia Rodrigo. Sorry, I'm a fangirl. Took a picture with him last week,
Oh,
and so he
okay.
still looked the same.
He was still fluffy.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's so cute though. But we have an update on a brazen bird napping in Concord, California. More than a month ago, one of its birds is now back home with its owner. As Tim Johns explains, the case is not yet completely closed. You know, funny?
It was a scene of pure jubilation. Over a month after her bird Tofu was stolen, Mercedes Kemp finally reunited with him on Tuesday.
He recognized me as I was crossing the street, and by the time I got up to him, we were both just smiling ear to ear, overjoyed.
Tofu was stolen along with another bird named Plato last month from Kemp's Feathered Follies pet store in Concord. Both birds are estimated to be worth thousands of dollars. After initially running cold, the Concord Police Department says additional evidence uncovered by the Union City Police Department ultimately led them to Tofu, who had been sold at least 4 times and was down in Los Angeles.
We did follow-up investigation in various cities. We were in San Jose, Fremont, Union City, into Modesto, and every step we took led us a little bit closer.
Kemp says while Tofu was missing, she and her shop received an enormous outpouring of support from the community.
Oh my gosh, I read the paper.
We witnessed some of that support firsthand while at Feathered Follies on Wednesday.
I always come here for my birds too, but I was so excited when I saw the pictures and wow.
Oh, so grateful.
Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. I know.
While Tofu has been reunited with his owner, the other stolen bird, Plato, is still missing. And the Concord Police Department says they're doing everything they can to bring him back home.
You being shy, boy?
As for Kemp, she says she couldn't be happier to be reunited with her baby once again. And for the love that she's gotten in his absence, she plans on paying some of it back. She tells us she recently created a nonprofit called the Feathered Follies Foundation.
We want to be able to help birds that can't help themselves. So we have, a roof and some food and a place to help rehabilitate them when they need it.
Authorities have identified 2 suspects in the bird napping cases. One of them has already been arrested. The other has an outstanding warrant out for his arrest. In Concord, Tim Johns, ABC 7 News.
I think that means he's happy to be home.
Hopefully.
I don't speak bird, but it's what it seemed like. I don't know.
Those kind of scare me because sometimes you just never know. Okay, funny story. So we went, I did a story at this farm and they had all these animals, including a macaw. Is that what that's called? One of the big red birds, the big pretty ones that you think of like in a rainforest. Yep. And I had saw that bird, lunging at its owner. And the next week we had a fair and our meteorologist did a live shot with the bird and the bird. And kid you not, we have one. Yes. Well, I didn't know this at the time. He had the bird on his shoulder and the bird's taking chunks out his cheek. He's sitting there just nibbling on it. And Jacob has our meteorologist straight face the entire time. And it actually left a mark. I don't know. Come to find out, I put 2 and 2 together and they were like, oh, this bird's fine. He's so nice. I put 2 and 2 together and I was like, that's that bird. And that bird's not nice.
That's a bad bird.
No, it's hilarious. I'll have to show you the video. We still laugh about it when it comes up in our memories. So,
oh my gosh.
Anyways, no birds for live shots. That's what I learned.
Jay's like, not for me. Well, still to come this morning, we'll check on Katrina, check out what's coming up at noon. Let's take a look inside the newsroom and talk with KFDM's noon anchor, Patrina Adger.
Patrina, tell us what we can expect for your show today.
Hey, good morning, ladies. Yes, this is what we're working on now. Got my rundown here. We're still putting in some items to be put in for the noon show, but here we go. Here in Texas, Texas is set to execute an inmate, Robert Robertson, tonight in the face of growing concerns that he is innocent. If the state moves forward, Robertson will be the first person in the U.S. to be put to death for a murder linked to shaken baby syndrome. So we'll have more on that. Also, we are 19 days away from Election Day. We will tell you where the candidates are campaigning today. Also, Hollywood is still mourning and still reeling over the sudden death of Liam Payne. We're still following the development out of Argentina. He died yesterday after falling off a balcony there in Argentina. Also, my interview at noon, we're going to be talking to John Williams. There's going to be a concert that is going to be benefiting a kids' summer camp. All of that is coming up on the news at noon on KFDM today. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you, Patrina. And certainly a very shocking story to hear about that.
Liam Payne, yeah, absolutely. So we'll have to wait and get more information to see exactly what led up to that situation and everything that happened. I will be sure to stay with us, though. We got our question of the day coming up next.
Question of the day, we asked you to show us your perfect friend for Global Cat Day, and we had over 300 comments. We'd love to see it. Look at that little orange cat.
I like.
And Sandy.
Oh, I like that. Look at that little cat in the little Michael Kors
Another
bag.
orange
That's
one.
me
And we
too.
got a little tuxedo cat right there. Where's my cat
My
at?
sweet Molly from Cam. There's Jade's cat, in case you couldn't tell. Poe?
He's so cute. I'm sorry.
That's his name, Poe?
Yep, that's
right?
Poe. I call him Pooey, but whatever. His name is Poe because he's a solid black cat. Anyways, oh, look, there's another one, Midnight. I like that name too.
Izzy. This one, I like this one from Kristen. Cain and Abel
Yeah.
for John Kane, our director. There you go. What?
Look at the little orange cat.
All right, be sure to leave us your pictures on our KFDM News Facebook page. We hope that you will join us tomorrow. Until then, have a good Thursday.